Davey Scott.
Did you notice the aggression that just came back there?
Honestly,
Passive aggression.
it's only ever one layer deep. Cam is learning this the hard way. It's like the calm is such a thin veneer. Like it takes such a minor crack to just get fucking over this.
Oh, no. It's good. All
It
right.
got thinner and thinner as lockdown progressed. Okay. What's on your mind, Davey Scott?
Gosh, so much on my mind. Let's call it tribal leadership or community leadership, perhaps. So, or just leadership and what it means to be leading, and not even just in COVID times, but just leading. That's what I've been reflecting on.
I'm excited about this already. I have
Oh,
things.
good. So let me give you some context. So I had a call this morning with the Changemakers community, which is a program I run, and we had, I don't know, a whole group of people on there, and we're calling it Changemakers Reimagined. And so I was a participant. I didn't facilitate it, but obviously I've started the community and I've been running it for a few years. And I've just been reflecting on the power of when people come together to, with intent and hope and heart, and the responsibility of the leader there. And it's certainly not to manage anything, right? That to me it was really clear that now these people do not need managing. And I'm not interested in managing people anyway, but there's this, oh my God, I have a responsibility to hold the space for helping them realize the potential.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? And am I doing it well? And all these questions have been popping up. And I reckon, given that there's a collective energy that we're both feeling, I reckon, at least in our own communities and society here, around new possibility, what does it take to help realize that? The leadership role, not to be the doer of it,
Yeah.
but what does that take? And so that's personally weighing on my mind right now as a really important question. But I'm also trying to hold it lightly because I don't think there's like one answer. And it's
You have to stew in it a little bit.
You got to stew in it. Like we just had this amazing conversation this morning, got all these amazing notes. Yeah, I'm going to let it just percolate for a few.
I've been thinking about this a
days.
lot as well. And so your job is it's a couple of things, right? It's to get out of the way, because teaching is the least effective way for someone else to learn something. In fact, the most powerful way to learn something is to teach it, right? So there's that, and you know that, you're doing that in Changemakers. And then there's this whole thing about like activating people.
Yeah.
How do you create the conditions
That's
that
the word.
activate people?
Yeah, conditions is the word. I think it's the metaphor for me is like the garden or something, right? You are not, I'm the gardener, and all I can do is plant the seeds and help the conditions be created. Is probably even better than creating the conditions to enable what's going to happen naturally to happen better, right?
I reckon this is a level up thing too. I think you have to get so much of your own ego and your own insecurity and fear and worry and stuff out of the way to be really effective at doing the community stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you're fresh and you've got people in a room, you're like, I need to prove my value.
Yeah.
I need to prove that what I'm doing here, and this is leadership 101, right?
Yeah.
I need to be visible and prove that what I'm doing matters.
Yeah.
When actually the mark of a really good leader is that people did it themselves.
Yeah.
They know they did
Sun
it
Tzu.
themselves.
Yeah. And so one of the best questions you could ask yourself is, how am I getting in the way of this? And I think it's funny because I don't think I am. I think if anything, I've almost kind of not got out of the way too much, but I haven't defined this is what it means to be the leader in my head really clearly. I've sort of been going along and doing stuff, and it seems to be working.
You should talk to this leadership guy I know. He does a whole bunch of stuff on leadership. He's local, actually.
Yeah. Actually, why don't you just give me a mirror? That'd be easier.
How good is it to hear the leadership guy going, yeah, I'm trying to work out what it is to be a leader.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Yeah. I don't know. How good is it?
It is so good. It is so good and so important. Because that's the teaching and learning thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Ako, right?
So good.
In Māori, it's you're a teacher and a learner at the same time, ako. And to me, I'm always learning. So what I love about what you said though is this idea of shift your ego to the side. And I reckon it's not about having ego, because we all have an ego. It's kind of like, do you have it or does it have you?
Yeah.
And if it has you, then you're buggered, because then you're driven by your ego. But if you have it and you go, oh, I've got this ego, cool, is this going to serve me or not, right? Yeah, so do I just put it to the side, or do I just diminish it, or do I dial it up a little bit? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that looks like a good ego. Yeah, but there's this idea of you don't get rid of your ego.
Yeah.
It's just kind of make sure that it's kind of in check, because otherwise, you will really fuck things up.
So I don't want a strategy on you, but I do get a bit like that.
You're going to, because you live it.
Yeah. So it's all about what you're trying to achieve, right? Everything is contextual, and every decision you make and every definition of what a leader is or what a community is should be contextual to what is it you're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's the thing that matters.
I call it what's your big question. What
Right.
What are you trying to answer?
And so for us, in our practice, what we're trying to do is we're trying to help everybody achieve their full potential
That's right.
so they can do awesome stuff.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So there's that. It's the leverage thing. So we need to help you to be awesome in the way that you can so that you can go out and have all this public impact and change the world. Yeah? And so if that's what we're doing, if it's about the leverage and the connection, well, that drives all the design. And very little of that has to be me going, hello, here's how you be a leader that does it.
Yeah.
And more of it has to be about helping people to stumble on and grow and learn and make new things and do it all.
And I like to
that
think
together.
that part of that is modelling is too grandiose a word, but it's like being with them on the journey and living it as well.
Hello, it's safe and I can help you along here.
Yeah, and look at me fumble away as well, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of, that's where I feel like I'm at right now. It's like fumbling away.
How nice is it to watch somebody that you respect learn something or fumble with something?
Isn't it?
That is so
Isn't
important.
It? You're right.
So I often talk about one of my favourite clients runs a stand-up once a week with her team, and she does fuck up Fridays, and every Friday morning she stands up to stand up and she goes, all right team, this week I tried to get this over the line with the exec team, didn't work, fuck that up, here's what we learned, here's what we're going to do differently next time.
There you go.
Next time. And you see the response in her team going, right, yeah, cool. It's not just you're telling me it's safe to fail. You're like, hello, I failed, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, she's modelling learning, right? She's modelling
good.
experimentation.
So it's not just, okay, let's leave it on that one. That's the line. It's not just about modelling the behaviour you want, right? It's about modelling the learning that you want others to do with you. So how is it that you, when you're leading your community or your family or your team, how can you model learning in a way that makes it safe for them to do that too?
Food for thought.
Little unorthodox. And
all right.
now we go here. All gone. Just fucking put that in the bag.
Yeah, you shrunk it down.
Yeah,
Sit in the vacuum cleaner. Right.